Hello and welcome to Full Send Broadcast Network. Here tonight with the Southern Excitement Racing League, Jason Clark 319 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tonight, joining me in the booth, I have Kevin Croft. How you doing tonight, Kevin?
Oh, pretty good. Glad to be here. Looking forward to this race at Charlotte, one of my favorite tracks in the circuit. Good to be here.
It's definitely going to play out like a plate race, I think it is, as we see practice is wrapping up here. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboards right now as they run before we take you through the pre-race info here. Justin Michael sitting on top here on the leaderboard with a 29.713. Dustin Matson right there neck and neck with Justin Michael with a 29.793. Matt Goodell with a 29.857 in third. Fourth is Dakota Camper with a 29.871. And rounding out your top five here in practice is Kyle Adcock in that 9 machine with a 29.889. Now, let's go ahead and pull up your pre-race info here presented by Jason Clark 319. They're going to be doing 125 laps around this 1.5-mile D-shaped oval. They're going to have a stage at lap 55. They will not throw the yellow for it, but they will award stage points. 10 points going to the stage winner, all the way down to 1 point going to 10th place. 65% fuel load, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires. And the big question on everyone's mind tonight, since this is the last race in the regular season, is who will make the cut for the top 12 in the playoffs. As we head off into the playoffs next weekend, heading into, let's see here. Heading into Bristol on January 9th here for the first race of the playoffs. Going to be an interesting one to open it up, as the checkered flag has flown on practice here. We're going to be going to qualifying now. 10-minute qualifying session, waiting for some of these guys to get on track. Looks like we've got a few jumping on there now. Go follow along with that 7 machine of Josh Anderson.
I think this is going to be very similar to what we actually saw in Atlanta yesterday, where it's going to be that first lap's more your warm-up lap, and then the second lap will be your main fast lap.
Yeah, that's kind of what we've seen here in the Southern Excitement Racing League. A lot of these guys, very talented. They like to run that high line to really get the car up to speed and warm them tires up. Then that second lap, drop it down to the line and just follow it around. But with Charlotte being as smooth as it is since the repave, they may just go ahead and hold it down there to that white line, or that, I guess, blue line, I guess, over here at Charlotte. A little bit of white on there. Josh Anderson comes out of turn 2 on his green flag lap. Gonna have several cars coming across the line right about now. Josh Anderson goes to the top spot. John McMillan Sr., though, knocks him down. John McMillan Sr. in that 75 machine. As Isaac Singleton goes up to the top spot in that 95 with a 30.243. Blake Giglio comes across in 4th with a 36.20.
Got Matt Crockett finishing up his first lap. He actually comes across to a 36.40. 30.640, sorry.
Josh Anderson back up to the top with a 30.166. Looking at Bill Stringfellow now in the 83, as we see Blake Giglio go to the top spot. Stringfellow has looked really strong here later in the season. Really putting in the work, getting some couple of race wins. Normally right there at the top of the leaderboard just about every weekend. Oh, as he gets in the wall a little bit right there, he's going to
Looks
lock
like he's
it
going
down.
to shut it down.
See Jamie Dunning here in the 54 machine coming out of turn 2.
Kyle Adcock went to 5th place in his first lap at 30.190.
Yeah, Blake Giglio, though, still sitting in that top spot right now with that 30.109. As we see Jamie Dunning go up to the 2nd spot with a 30.178. That looks like that's going to be it for Jamie Dunning. Let's go back and check with Bill Stringfellow. Comes off of pit road.
Got Christopher Goins coming on the track now for his first lap. Andrew Rattel's coming out of turn 4 right now to complete his 2nd lap. His first lap puts him at 10th at a 30.636. 2nd lap time betters it a little bit with a 30.325, still 10th place though.
You see Bill Stringfellow coming across the line right there. Let's see where that puts him. That's going to put him P8 as he's going to shut that machine down there. The first lap was not allowed with the wall contact. Christopher Howell coming across the line. His first lap's going to put him P10 with a 30.287. Beautiful looking Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint scheme there. The chrome and black.
I do like that one. It's very, definitely catches your eye when it comes by. Like we've got Dakota Camper coming out for his warm-up lap here.
Christopher Howell going to be sitting P8 right now with a 30.235. We tune over to Dakota Camper in that 3 machine in that Unchained Motorcycle Mysteries car. Ministries. I don't know why I said mysteries. Comes across the line taking the green flag. So far, we've had 13 drivers take a time. Dakota Camper is the 14th car with Jeff Merck on pit road. We still have 3 cars left to qualify or get out there on the track. As we see Camper come across the line, that's going to put him P14 on that first lap. Getting it up to full song there. Right on that painted line through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that bottom line is definitely going to be the fastest way around the track, but as the race goes on, the tires go away. You'll see them push up off that and save a little bit on their tire wear.
Camper comes across the line. It's going to put him up to P3 with a 30.174. Right now, Jeff Merck sitting on the end of pit road there, possibly waiting for his time to shine to come off of that pit road. See if he has anything for the leaders here. Blake Giglio is still your leader here in qualifying with a blistering pace of a 30.109 as we see Jeff Merck in that 60 machine rolling off of pit road. Trying to scrub them tires. We also have Dustin Matson and Justin Michael coming off of pit road now. Now, since this is a cutoff race, we have tried to work on something new here on the Full Send Broadcast Network to try to show you the points as they run in the race. Now, we have not figured out how to operate it with stage points in the middle of the race or bonus points that are awarded, but the race points as they run, where they get 40 points for first all the way down to 1 point for 40th, we have those input, and we'll be able to show you those live as they run throughout the race to keep an eye on the bubble watch for the top 12 here. See Justin Michael come across the line, along with Dustin Madsen. They're going to be in 15th and 16th respectively on their first lap. We're keeping an eye on Justin Michael here. These two are going to come across the line just about at the same time. Michael crosses the line, goes up to P8. Dustin Madsen on his second lap goes up to P10. Jeff Mert comes across the line for his second lap, puts him up to P10, knocks Madsen down to P11. As of right now, we only have one car yet to take a time, and that's the 89 of Drew Prohl. Now, while we wait for qualifying here to wrap up, let's give you a look at how the points stack up before the green flag here. The top 7 are locked in mathematically here tonight, and that's going to be Ronnie Osmer in first, Bill Stringfellow in second, Dakota Camper in third, Andrew Rattel in fourth, Jonathan Cogswell in fifth, Lucas Hoitzman in sixth, and Dustin Madsen are all locked in. Now, 8th, 9th can do the same thing here. That's Chris Gones and Matt Crockett. If they finish the stage in the top 5, they pretty well guarantee themselves locked into the playoffs with a top 5 finish in the stage. Christopher Howell back in 10th. He has to lock himself in by winning the stage or going out there and winning the race. Now, where it starts getting real interesting here, because they're only taking the top 12 into the playoffs, is going to be where Justin Michael and Blake Giglio are, along with Drew Prohl and Jeff Merck and Isaac Singleton. Those guys right there are all within striking distance. I mean, there's only 2 points separating all those drivers. And Blake Giglio is the last driver in right now in 12th with 143 points. Drew Prohl is tied with Blake Giglio for the last spot with 143 points. Jeff Merck is 1 point behind them with 142, and Isaac Singleton has 141. Now, those guys are who we're going to really be watching out for tonight to see who's able to pull off more points in the stage and the finish of the race. But don't count out Matthew Goodell in 16th, Eli Raposa in 17th, Mark True in 18th, or John McMillan in 19th. Those guys there, that's going to be where having a little bit of trouble here with the overlay. The points aren't wanting to go completely away there. But those drivers there, it's going to be tight, so don't count them out if one of these other drivers has a bad day. But
having a bad day is going to be easy to do here as well, too. I mean, if you don't do your fuel strategy or tire management, it can catch up to you real quick.
Yeah, and it's just going to be really interesting to see. Let's put those points up one more time for everyone to see. Yeah, as you can see right there with Giglio with 143 and Prohl with 143, those guys are going to be neck and neck all race long. As we see, Prohl has not gridded, so he may not be, as he's on pit road now, so he did miss the start. He'll have to start the race from pit road. But it's going to be interesting to watch those guys, how it goes along for them. And it's just going to be an overall tight race. And we'll keep you updated with the points here as the race goes on and show you how they run as they are in position. And we'll do a real quick rundown here of the starting grid as they're coming out of turn 4. Blake Giglio, your pole winner. Josh Anderson in second. Dakota Camper in third. Jamie Dunning in fourth. John McMillan Sr. in fifth. Matt Goodell in sixth. Kyle Adcock in seventh. Eighth, Justin Michael. And ninth, Matt Crockett.
10th, you got Jeff Merck. 11th is Dustin Matson. 12th, Christopher Howell. 13th, Bill Stringfellow. Isaac Singleton's 14th. Eli Raposa is going to be 15th, Andrew Rattel 16th, Chris Gones 17th, and then Drew Fowle. Not sure if he really is going to make the start or not.
Yeah, Drew Prohl has coming off of pit road now. As the green flag has flown here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we apologize for that. We got a little sidetracked talking about the points and lost track of where they were at. As Blake Giglio leads the first lap here, with Dakota Camper hot on his tail right now.
A lot of good-looking cars in this field here tonight.
Oh yeah, as we see Blake Giglio rocking the Mary Kay car again. That car is hard to miss out there.
And it has a little chrome shine to it as well. It's a pretty good-looking car.
There is a hornet's nest back here. All these drivers jockeying for position here.
Again, that inside line typically is going to be the preferred faster line, but kind of watch them, expect them to push up the track as this goes on. My test run I did earlier today, I actually ran about 60 laps, which ended up being a full field run for me. But the tires definitely went away around lap 10, so that's why I could keep it full throttle the whole time. But about lap 10, I had to start feathering it getting into the corner, so see what happens here with that.
Camper looks like he's trying to figure out how to get around the 16 machine as he goes to the high side a little bit right there. Possibly able to side draft him. He's to his door now. We'll see how that high line works out for the 3 machine. Gonna have the run here down the back stretch.
Not able to quite get down in front of him and close the door there.
But they are 2 by 2, 3 rows deep here. This race is gonna play out a lot like a super speedway tonight.
Got Justin Michael peeking up into the second spot.
Yeah, that high line kind of fading back a little bit as Giglio's going to kind of come up and try to throw a block on the 3. But Camper has so much of a run right there, he's still going to pull up onto the door of the 16 and lead that lap.
And there's 8 cars right here. Man, one of these messes up, it's going to take a lot of them out.
That's part of the excitement of this package here at the 1.5-mile tracks. A lot of drivers don't like running it because it runs like a super speedway. But now with just about every track that these cars go to running like a super speedway, it kind of takes the fun out of it almost. But it keeps the pack really tight together. Oh, as Dustin Michael comes down, barely has the room in front of Blake Giglio's. They're going to go 3 abreast right here down the back stretch, almost 4 wide for a moment. It's going to cost.
Giglio had to get out of that. Yeah, he lost a few spots on that deal.
Is now Josh Anderson up here in the second spot, trying to take the lead away from Dakota Camper. Josh Anderson, we forgot to mention this last night, but he won the end of year 250 Thursday night. Took home a cool $325 from winning that race. A great accomplishment by him with a full 40-car field at Talladega.
That's definitely a tough race to win. So congratulations to him on that.
It still amazes me how these cars are just so grouped together at a mile and a half. It's weird, but it's cool to see from a broadcaster standpoint, and definitely makes it exciting to call a race.
Oh, it's definitely constant action all over the place. Actually, you have Dakota Camper up there blocking the inside and outside lines, just like a super speedway like you were talking about. But it's pretty cool to see the difference from the old car to the new car here.
See Camper jump way up against the wall there in front of Justin Michael. Ooh, Crockett sliding up a little bit, almost got into the quarter panel of Jeff Mert. Really tight for him right there as they're going 3 wide here. Crockett falling way back.
That is not the area of the track that you want to be 3 wide on coming through that quad oval.
Yeah, that track definitely tightens up right there. Big time. Jamie Dunning running in the 4th spot right now. Kind of sneaking his way up in there. But don't look no further than the guy running in 5th place right now, the 83 machine of Bill Stringfellow. He's up 8 spots from the drop of the green flag. Running in the 5th spot right now, going to the outside of Justin Michael, trying to take the 4th spot.
Yeah, you have Jeff Merck up there in the 2nd spot. He started 10th place too, so he's up 8 spots. It's a good run for him so far.
Jeff Mert goes to the inside of Dakota Camper. Going to lose the run and a lot of momentum right there. Going to allow Camper to stretch out a little bit right there. But that's also worrisome because now you have 2 cars side by side, the 54 of Dunning and the 60 of Mert, and they're going to have a huge run on the 3 machine of Dakota Camper as Bill Stringfellow making the move for the 3rd spot up here. For those of you tuning in tonight, we appreciate it as we're just now completing lap 15 here on the Full Send Broadcast Network with the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We have a battle for the lead right now. Jamie Dunning to the inside of Dakota Camper. Dunning maybe too close right there. Not going to be able to slide up in front of Dakota Camper out of turn 4.
It'll be a drag race into 1. Looks like Dunning's going to have the slight advantage, but they're going to stay nose to nose here. A drag race down the backstretch. Looks like Jeff Merck's going to help.
We got a car in the wall. 88 of Christopher Howell was nose first in the wall there as the yellow's going to come out. Matt Crockett's involved. John McMillan Sr. is involved, missing the whole nose of that car. Kyle Adcock doesn't look like he has any damage on that 9 machine. We're going to have to go back and see what started that. We're going to have to look at Christopher Howell here. I've seen him sideways. Go back and take a look here. See him coming across the line. The 88 machine there is Christopher Howell. Jump up behind Matt Crockett entering 1. We're watching this in slow motion so we can get a better view of what exactly transpired for this. See Hal on the low side. Looks like Crockett came down a little bit, and that clogged the track for the 75 of McMillan Sr. And he just had nowhere to go and was just wrapped up in that. Go back and take a look one more time from McMillan Sr.'s point of view. Riding along with John McMillan Sr. right now. Going to see how quickly this track clogged up for him. Just had nowhere to go. The cars were there. And tough break for that 75 count. But you know who's really liking this right now?
Drew Prohl.
Yes. Drew Prohl in that 89 machine.
Yeah, he was able to get back on the track after he didn't make the start there, or didn't make the grid, and then kept it on the lead lap, so definitely helped him out.
It actually looks like he is out of the race at the moment. Possibly pulled it down pit road and got out for a moment. So right now, let's take a look at the points on how they run. See if this actually works. It does not update as they run, looks like. It should update after they cross the line at the end of the race, I'm guessing. We apologize for that, folks. This is something new we're trying out. Once we get it figured out all the way, it'll be a great addition to the broadcast, I believe.
It's pretty interesting. Blake Giglio actually chose to stay out and not pit. Everybody else came to pit road. So he'll actually take over the lead.
It's gonna be interesting to see if those tires are gonna hold up against these fresher tires. As it actually looks like the top 6 took no tires, or top 7 took no tires, fuel only. As the lights are out on the pace car, we're going green this time by. Giglio's still your leader with Dakota Camper to the outside, waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn. There goes the pace car. Green flag is back out. Giglio hard on the loud pedal, jumping out to a great restart there.
I think these cars stay packed up behind them, though. They're going to catch them pretty quick in the draft.
Yeah, if it was me in that 16 car right there, I would be a little worried, especially with the 3 cars right behind me, all linked up.
You got Drew Prohl down the inside there.
Giglio was able to use Drew Prohl right there to stay ahead of Justin Michael, as he's going to go to the high side, Michael to the inside. Battle for the lead right now. Oh, a little bit of contact. Sends a 16 up into the wall.
Almost like it looks like he was trying to side draft him there a little bit, and that, but he got a little out of shape and got into him.
We'll have to check and see if the 87 has any damage on the right side of that car. Because I know Giglio's left side's a little damaged.
Yeah, he's falling back pretty hardcore right now, so. Got Jamie Dunning, put him in the wall. Big wreck in the back. 3 or 4 cars out.
As the yellow comes back out for that.
Eli Raposa's involved. Jeff Merck.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here with Blake Giglio. You see the pink car right there. Jamie Dunning right behind him in the 54. See him coming off into turn 3 there. Load it down for a little bit. Like Dunning is trying to get to the inside of Giglio. Little bit of contact there. Sends the 16 loose a little bit. Overcorrects it and hard into the outside wall. And that's going to collect the 88 of Christopher Howell. Oh, man. Off the nose of Andrew Rattel. That's going to collect the 9 of Adcock. The 46 involved of Eli Raposa. And I believe that's the 38 of Matt Goodell involved in that also.
Yeah, that's not, when you're pushing somebody in the middle of the corner like that, you do not want to hit that inside left, the left side of that bumper. That'll happen. That'll send them directly on that outside wall.
Yeah, that's a tough break, especially having to use a fast repair there. We're not even a quarter of the way through this race. As we've completed 24 laps, working on lap 25 now of the scheduled 125. The stage will end at lap 55.
I think you'll see after a lot of these guys get their fast repairs, they're going to kind of fall in the back and try to stay out of trouble, but sometimes that's where the trouble always happens. What's the saying they always say? Cautions breed cautions. So hopefully this doesn't become a trend here.
Yeah, the only thing though about, like we talked about earlier, like with these cars, is it's pack racing the whole race. So the cautions breeding cautions aspect I don't think will hold very true to this racing, because the cars aren't ever really spread out. But you're absolutely right though, it could breed intensity and anxiety on these restarts if you're constantly having to redo restarts over and over and over, to where you think that's the only time you can make moves is on a restart.
And two, when you get fresh tires, the car feels a lot better, so that's always the time you're going to want to try and pick up spots as well. So that's another way the intensity kind of increases.
Yeah, to where you can make them Superman moves with fresh tires compared to the older tires. But it looks like the top 7 stayed out this time.
Yeah, they all just put it on lap 18.
Expecting the lights to go out on the pace car this time by.
Looks like we've got Andrew Rattel on pit road right now as well.
Yep, the lights do go out on the pace car. They're going to double them up, and we're going to go at it one more time here.
Got Drew Prohl back on pit road as well.
For those of you tuning in tonight, we appreciate you watching us here on Full Send Broadcast Network with the Southern Excitement Racing League regular season finale here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The last race before the playoffs start. Definitely shaping up to be an interesting one. We got several drivers on the bubble. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car makes that hard left turn. Green flag is back out. Justin Michael stabs it to the floor, and we are back green here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Looks like he jumped out to the lead like Giglio did that last restart, so hopefully he doesn't have the same fate.
Huge wad of cars back here. 3 wide. Giglio to the inside, Mert in the middle, and the 46 of Eli Raposa to the high side. They get it sorted out here before they get to the finish line. Definitely a little bit of a wild moment for them.
Try to see some of these guys up there battling the way they are right now, seeing the fact they just used their fast or their quick repair, so I think they're going to be kind of falling back, just kind of saving these cars.
Ooh, Jeff Mert puts the bumper to the 6 of Matson. Possibly to show his frustration with the block that the 6 just threw. Bill Stringfellow drops down in front of Mert that time. Both Stringfellow and Mert go around the 6 of Matson. Now Mert going after Stringfellow for third.
Kind of double wide here in the middle of this pack back here. They're just slicing and dicing on each other.
There's Jeff Mert going for the lead right now to the inside of Justin Michael. Justin Michael, though, going to have the run on the high line. At the line, I think Michael led that.
Side drafts in there, pull down the backstretch, keep Michael in the lead. Looks like Mark's going to clear him here for the lead.
New leader, the 60 of Jeff Mert at the line. As the back of the field here still going at it double wide. Really slicing and dicing.
Got Dakota Camper taking a look for second place.
Stringfellow with a big moment right there behind the 95 of Isaac Singleton. Ooh, Stringfellow touched the apron a little bit. He's going to lose a load of momentum right there.
I'm actually kind of shocked to see Merck actually pull away here. He's almost a half a second ahead of these guys.
Yeah, it really is kind of... Oh, as we have a wreck back here.
Ooh, we had one flipping over.
As the yellow comes back out, Dustin Matson. Huge incident right there for the 6 machine. Go back and take a look.
Oh wow, yeah, he sent it nose first in the outside wall, and that took him to flight.
Oh yeah, he just came down a little too early on top of the 54 and then overcorrected it. Right. Oh my gosh, Andrew Rattel involved in that. The 6 of Matson got sent to the moon. The 5 of Andrew Rattel rolled a little bit himself, but Matson ended up with the brunt of that. But let's go back again, though, and take a look at, I believe that was it the 46? Eli Raposa. Let's go back and take a look. We're going to rewind it here a little bit. And just show you how close it was.
Whew, Eli Raposa got really lucky there.
Yeah, watch right here. The 46 of Eli Raposa narrowly missing that. Let's go right along on the back bumper of Eli Raposa. Looking back at Andrew Rattel here, this is that same incident. You'll just see how close he was to getting involved in that. We're going to slow it down here. Right as the incident starts, you can see him checking up because the 5 is catching up to him. You see the smoke right there. And then, wow, the 6 machine just comes right there, that close.
Andrew Rattel, he didn't have anywhere to go. Put him into the wall in the stance and started flipping him. Wow.
As we're back live here, Jeff Merck is your leader in that 60 machine.
Looks like Merck's coming to pit road right now.
Merck last pitted here under this caution on lap 35, along with the rest of the field. Looks like Eli Raposa pitted on lap 36. As we're expecting to get the 1 to green this time by.
It appears Drew Prohl got the lucky dog, so he'll get it back on the lead lap here.
So right now, Drew Prohl sitting in 15th on the lead lap. Let's take a look at the points on how they run right now, because you have Dustin Matson and Christopher Howell and Matt Crockett having issues tonight. So looking at the points here, you see Christopher Howell, he had to lock himself in with a stage win. That does not look like that's going to happen today. He's definitely right there in the danger zone right now. Matt Crockett a little bit on the safer side. But man, Drew Prohl sitting there in 13th. He was tied with Blake Giglio at the start of this race. He's going to have a fantastic recovery here to battle Giglio for that last spot here. Along with Isaac Singleton and Jeff Merck. Jeff Merck right now is your leader, so he is definitely sitting in that last spot here for the playoffs.
Well, we know Giglio had to use his fast repair earlier, so we know he doesn't have any more in the books there, but I'm not sure if Drew Prohl actually used his, so he might still have one there. So if he gets in an incident later, he might be a little bit on the safer side.
Yeah, and it's definitely getting interesting because, like we said, Jeff Merck, right now he's leading, and he's the guy that was sitting just outside the bubble there. So right now, if this race were to end right now, he would be in and Giglio would be out. But we still have a stage to go here. Green flag is back out here at Charlotte. Jeff Merck with a huge restart there.
Oh boy, they're wrecking second place. Oh, how'd he save? Oh, he's still spinning. I thought he saved it though, but he's brought it back up the track.
Oh, collects the 6 of Madsen. As the yellow comes back out here. Go back and take a look. We're looking at that 7 machine right there of Josh Anderson. Very aggressive move. Oh, Giglio got actually a little bitty piece of that. But I don't think Giglio ended up with any damage out of that. Go back and take a look at that one more time.
Yeah, Dustin Madsen, unfortunately, that made a bad day worse.
Yeah, Justin Michael with a very aggressive move right there to the inside of the 7 of Anderson. I'm going to rewind this a little bit just to see if Giglio got a piece of that. Giglio's one of those that's fighting for that top 12 spot. Giglio able to get by the 7 of Anderson. Madsen just had nowhere to go. Oh, tough break also for Christopher Howell. Got involved in that incident as well. Drew Prohl down there, he has a little bit of damage on the right front fender of that car.
Yeah, Justin Michael was pushing Anderson down the front straightaway and kind of lifted his tires up off the ground. So when they got into that corner, he pulled to the inside of it, but he was already there. It's a tough break for Josh Anderson.
Take a look back here at Drew Prohl. Has a little bit of damage on that right front fender. Possibly saving that fast repair for later in the run.
Gonna put Isaac Singleton up to second place. He started back in 14th place at the beginning of the race. That's a good run for him. Jeff Merck also, like we talked about earlier, started 10th. He's up to first.
Our biggest mover of the race, though, right now is that 44 of Chris Gomes. He's up 13 spots since the drop of the green flag.
You know, Bill Stringfellow started 13th. He's up to 5th. So top 5, actually. Everybody started at 10th or worse. 4 of the top 5.
Now, when we go back green here, we're going to pick a driver to ride along with. I believe we're going to pick the... Let's ride along with the 16 of Giglio when we go back green to see his point of view of these hectic restarts. Now we are approaching almost 10 laps to go here to the stage end, where we're going to award points. And right now, Giglio running in 7th, needing as many stage points as he can get because Jeff Merck is up there leading right now. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going green this time by. Got them stacked up, ready to go. The intensity is definitely going to ramp up here, especially in the top 10, as they scramble to get as many stage points as possible. They come out of turn 4 here. Gonna ride along with Blake Giglio as they take the green flag. Green flag is back out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. Brought to you by Jason Clark 319.
Wow, Merck actually got up to a big jump here. It's almost like Singleton either spun it or missed a gear or something. Here comes that draft. They're catching right back up to Merck. Got Camper going to second. Goins is following right along behind him.
Giglio's slicing his way through the pack here.
Giglio's wanting third. He's really pushing through.
Dakota Camper able to get by Jeff Merck for the lead here.
Bill Stringfellow sitting back there in 7th. He seems kind of loose. He's all back and forth on the track there. Looks like he gets that straightened back up.
Kyle Adcock sliding back right now. Possibly got a piece of the wall, lost a load of momentum.
Looks like they are coming up on a lap car here as well.
That's going to be the 6 of Matson.
I don't know if Jeff Merck stalled him or not. He almost got in the back of him there. He had to make a quick maneuver.
Majority of the field gets by with no issues. Jamie Dunning going after the 3rd spot to the inside of Giglio. Here comes Bill Stringfellow. Gets in the quarter panel of Giglio there. Giglio gonna fall back to 5th now.
Yeah, he just barely squeezed down in front of Gones there. Almost got turned again.
As we're approaching 5 laps to go here in the stage. Dakota Camper is your leader. Jeff Merck in 2nd, Stringfellow in 3rd, Giglio in 4th, and Dunning rounding out your top 5. We have a little battle going on back here between Chris Gones and Isaac Singleton. That's for the 6th spot.
Ooh, Jeff Merck's taking a look to the inside of Camper for the lead.
Oh, here comes Stringfellow.
Almost went 3 wide on there.
Giglio following Stringfellow, trying to get to the front here. That's exactly what Giglio wants right now, to be able to get by Jeff Merck. Remember, them two were tied heading off into this race.
Pretty exciting to see the race within the race. So you have the points race within the actual race here today. So it's adds a little extra element to it.
Yeah, it makes it very interesting as the 54 shoving the 60 of Merck in front of Giglio.
Ooh, coming up on that lap traffic again.
Ooh, Dunning got trapped behind him right there a little bit. Got the lap car, the 15 of Matt Crockett there also.
The closure rate from those cars that have the damage there, they're coming up on them really fast. So, I mean, that could be a good possibility that plays a factor to this here.
As we have a battle for the lead. Stringfellow to the inside of Dakota Camper, trying to take that top spot, and here comes Jeff Merck and Blake Giglio also.
Really, the top 6, you could throw a blanket over it now. Looks like Jeff Merck's going to push Stringfellow to the lead there.
The stage had ended a lap ago, and Jeff Merck actually finished 1 spot ahead of Giglio in that stage, giving Merck the advantage right now in points.
Now the stage came and went, kind of be interesting to see if any of these guys will kind of start to take it a little easy now, or if they're going to continue to push it like they've been doing.
Giglio trying to make moves for the lead here. Lose a little bit of momentum by yanking it up high on corner entry. Gonna have the run here down the front stretch. Gonna try to take it to the inside of Camper. Not gonna be close enough to make it work.
Thought Camper was going to go down and throw the block on him, which he kind of did there coming off the corner.
Giglio to the inside of Camper for the lead. A little bit of side draft. Giglio, I think, led that lap.
Looks like Merck's going to stand the outside and try and push Camper back to the lead. Got the lap car. They're coming up on it. Lap car gets down the inside.
Camper able to muscle his way back around the 16 of Giglio to reassume the lead. Ride along with Bill Stringfellow for a lap or two. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 16 and the 60. Oh, more.
Oh, Merc, you got Merc to the inside.
Definitely a little bit of contact there.
Gones and Merc, I'm not sure what happened with the 54 because he got checked up and Gones and Merc had to shoot down the inside to avoid him.
Go back and see if we can take a look and see what happened here. You see them right here, single file. Okay, we see the 16 and the 60 door to door there banging fenders. And it looks... Then the 60...
83 might have gotten to the back of... Sorry, I'm kind of go back and watch this.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Got to the back of Merc, and that kind of sent Merc to the inside, and then 54 checked up, and 44 to jump down the inside to avoid him.
Lots of damage to some cars right there. We go back live. Stringfellow with a load of damage on the back bumper of that car. As Giglio goes to the inside of Dakota Camper once again. Left side of that car a little wrinkled up is there. 2x2 for the top 4 spots.
Actually, I just kind of went back and watched again. Merc actually pushed up and actually tapped Giglio. That's what got him to the inside or sent him down to the wall.
Giglio to the top spot now. Dakota Camper trying to fight back on the high side. Giglio tried to use the 6 of Matson as a lap car pick on the 3. Didn't work. As Dunning thought about taking it 3 wide right there.
Looks like Chris Gones has lost the draft here, so kind of interesting to see if he'll be able to get it back or catch back up to him.
Chris Gones, I think, he's got quite a bit of damage on the front and back of that 44 machine. That front nose is really flattened up.
Ooh, big wreck up front.
Oh!
Dakota Camper around. Merc around. Looks like Giglio got Dakota Camper there a little bit. He has damage as well.
Major implications here. Jeff Merck involved, Camper involved. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened.
Looks like the 54 of Dunning actually got the back quarter panel of Dakota Camper coming off the corner and sent Camper around. That collected Merc in the process.
Definitely the 54 doored the 3 pretty hard. Oh no, Giglio got a big piece of that. Mert got a huge chunk of it. Tough break. Merc right there has it locked down so the cars know which way to go. Tough break for these drivers. There you see Jeff Merck, loads of damage on that 60 machine. Still has a fast repair though, but the car that I'm wondering about is that 16 right there of Blake Giglio. You see it has quite a bit of damage now. We're definitely going to have to find out if that's going to be something that's going to inhibit that 16 machine as we're watching the end of pit road here for the battle off pit road.
Looks like Dakota Camper elected to use his quick repair there as well.
So did Chris Gones in the 44. Giglio sitting on pit road fixing some damage.
That kind of goes back to what I was referring to earlier after he used his quick repair so early. Now he's going to have to spend time on pit road and try and have his pit crew fix it, but it's not going to be particularly like you would like it to be.
Well, after that round of pit stops there, that's going to cycle Chris Gones in the 44 up to the lead. Jeff Merck still sitting on pit road. I don't think he had been involved in an earlier incident to have to use a fast repair, but he still has damage on that 60 car. Possibly electing to save it for later in the race. Giglio's car actually doesn't look that bad. The spoiler's still pretty straight and so is the splitter. But I don't think the handling of that car is going to be altered too heavily, but he does have a little bit of fender damage on the right and left side of that car.
And also, let's point out another big benefactor here of Drew Prohl. He's actually up to 4th position off that.
Yes, he is, and that 89 machine sitting 4th, up 14 spots. Right now, your top 5, Chris Gones up 16 spots in 1st. Bill Stringfellow up 11 from the drop of the green flag in 2nd. 3rd is Isaac Singleton up 11 spots, and Drew Prohl up 14 spots. And Andrew Rattel up to 5th, up 11 spots since the drop of the green flag.
Just heard over the radio, Chris Gones going to elect to take the top line here on the restart. And it also looks like Dunning was given an EOL, so end of line penalty. Assuming that's for causing that incident that brought this caution out.
Lights are out on the pace car. We're going green this time by.
Another person who's back up there is that Andrew Rattel. He actually had the whole front of his car ripped off earlier and went to the pits, took his fast repair, and now he's back up to 5th spot. Right now, your top 5 at the start of the race, 13th or worse.
We still have 15 cars on the lead lap. Pace car peels off. Green flag is back out. Chris Gomes, a decent restart there. Bill Stringfellow not letting him get out there too far. Stringfellow already back to Chris Gomes' door. Bill Stringfellow goes to the top spot. He's going to clear Chris Gomes and slide up in front of that 44 machine. Going to come down and block Isaac Singleton. There's the 87 of Justin Michael going to the inside of Drew Prohl. 87 has some, looks like a man on a mission right now. Chris Gomes back to the inside, contact made.
They both keep going though.
That's one thing about this racing, man. Side drafting is really difficult to do. And one slip up like that with two cars trying to side draft each other at the same time, it can spell bad news really quickly.
I don't see any damage on Stringfellow's car, but right now Gomes is kind of falling back. I don't know if he's just collecting himself back up or if he has some damage.
We have another battle for the lead. Andrew Rattel in the 5 machine to the inside of Bill Stringfellow, trying to take the lead away from the 83. The 5 has some draft help from the 3 of Dakota Camper there. And Kyle Adcock up to the 4th spot in that 9 machine. Haven't talked much about him all night.
He's just been kind of quietly sitting back there, picking one spot off at a time.
As we have 50 laps remaining in tonight's race.
I'll tell you who I'm really impressed with right now is John McMillan. He's back there in the 10th spot, but he has no nose on that car, but he's keeping right up with the pack.
Yeah, that car is definitely trashed on the front end. To not have that much aerodynamics left on the front of that car, it still has quite a bit of pace left in it.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I don't know if he got up front, if that would affect him being in clean air like that. But back in the pack, when that big hole's punched in the air right now, he's able to keep it up there with them.
Dakota Camper able to make a pass for the lead around Bill Stringfellow back to the point for the 3 machine.
Man, you keep coming back to that closure rate on those lap cars. When you're out there driving, that comes around. If you're in line like that and you can't see around the person, you jump out to make a move and he's there.
Oh,
we got
big wreck
in front for 2nd spot. Looks like that was Justin Michael.
Stringfellow involved. Holy cow, there's a lot of cars involved in that one. Looks like it's going to be Bill Stringfellow, Christopher Howell, Dustin Matson.
Actually, Matthew Goodell actually comes up and gets into the back quarter panel of the 87 car, and that gets him loose and sends him down to the 83 car. That was just kind of a chain reaction deal there.
And we'll have to go back and see what happened to Stringfellow after the fact. We're going to slow it down here. This is the incident with Matt Goodell and the 87 of Justin Michael.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Stringfellow collected it back up, and Adcock got into the back end and sent him around again.
Lots of cars able to avoid. Oh, Josh Anderson not able to squeak by right there. Did the 54 get a piece of that? He did. Him and Eli Raposa wadding it up on Josh Anderson there. And there you see Bill Stringfellow sideways, collects Andrew Rattel, shoots up. Drew Prohl able to squeak by all of that. Holy cow. Lots of cars involved in that incident there. Lots of good cars at that. We're going to go back live here.
Looks like either Eli Raposa's taking it back to the pits, as well as Chris Gones. Looks like they're both done for the day.
So this just made the point situation that much more critical. You have, let's see here, you have Drew Prohl currently in 7th, was able to get through that wreck. Giglio was able to get through it. Giglio running back there. Oh wait, he does have a little bit of damage possibly involved in that second incident.
I would only have to think that Matthew Goodell is going to get the EOL end of line penalty here for causing that wreck, or that caution there.
Kyle Adcock, nose of that 9 machine, all pushed in.
Looks like Jamie Dunning is done for the day as well, taking it back to the hauler.
Tough break. Let's take a quick look at the points and see the drivers that were involved in that incident, where they stood in points. You see Blake Giglio there in 12th with Drew Prohl in 13th. Those two drivers are tied right now. And right now, Drew Prohl sitting in 5th, Giglio in 7th. Giglio was able to get some stage points. Jeff Merck had 141 points, or 142 points coming into tonight. He had an excellent stage, so he's right up there with them. It's still too close to call. Isaac Singleton involved in that incident. He's running 8th right now. Can't count him out. He had 141 points. Matthew Goodell, he was involved in that incident. He has 130. Eli Raposa retired out of this race. He is calling it on his playoff hopes. And then John McMillan Sr. with 120 points, still going strong out there on the lead lap.
I don't think we have a car in this field right now that hasn't had damage or doesn't have damage currently on it. I think everybody's been involved in some sort of an incident today.
Yeah, that's definitely been the case for most of them. Matter of fact, I think the one car that has not been involved in the incident is that 95 of Isaac Singleton. That car looks pretty, well, I say that. If you look at the back bumper, it's pushed in a little bit on the left rear. As they are stacked back up, getting ready to go green here. Going green on lap 84 of a scheduled 125 tonight. Pace car peels off. Green flag is back out. Dakota Camper goes hard on that loud stick. Jumps out to half a second. Huge jump for the 3 car.
As soon as he got clear too, Jeff Merck jumped the inside. I'd open the door for Justin Michael there and pull up in the 2nd, possibly 3rd position.
Now there's
Got
the
Blake
three.
Gigley up third.
There's the three cars right there we've talked about all night. The 16, the 60, and the 89. All running right there close together. Every position matters here tonight for them three.
Man, Andrew Rattel was all over the back of Drew Prohl going into turn 3 there. Elected to back off him so he didn't get in trouble. And Drew Prohl's kind of getting freight trained right now.
As Justin Michael has caught up to the back bumper of Dakota Camper. Blake Giglio not far behind.
Got Andrew Rattel up to the 4th position. Matthew Goodell, who just had that penalty, is back up to the 5th position. Looking for 4th here. Meanwhile, up front, you got the front 3 nose to tail. Got Dakota Camper, Justin Michael, and Blake Giglio.
What do you say we crank it up for a few laps?
Yeah, let's do it.
And we're back here live in the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series, brought to you by Jason Clark 319, here from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the regular season finale here. Right now, Dakota Camper is your leader with Blake Giglio tracking him down. Got a few drivers on pit road. Justin Michael coming in for his service. There he comes out of his pit box onto the apron.
Yeah, Justin was just in a 3-car battle with the leaders here, and he elected to come to pit road. So kind of seeing that strategy come to play with close to 25 to go here.
And come out really in a good spot there. He's running fourth in line.
The last time Dakota Camper pitted, he was on lap 69, and Blake Giglio actually pitted on lap 80.
Makes you wonder when these guys have to pit. Looks like Justin Michael took fuel only, possibly 2 tires in fuel. He only spent just under 6.5 seconds in his pit box.
Matthew Goodell, who pitted on lap 81, he is actually tracking your leaders down right now. He's a man on a mission.
Yes, he is. He is coming in hot, too.
And I think he was almost a half a second faster than the leaders on that last lap.
We take a look here at the lap time history. Goodell has been 2 to 3 tenths faster every lap as they are coming down pit road now. Goodell's going to follow the leaders here. Your top 3 on pit road now. And that's going to cycle Jeff Merck to the lead with Andrew Rattel in second, at Kyle Adcock in third.
The 3-car group, they'll probably see you to come to pit road together when they decide to do it. Because right now looks like Merck last pitted on 70, lap 70, Andrew Rattel's 81, and then Kyle Adcock was lap 80.
There you see Dakota Camper going a lap down to the leaders right there.
Oh, we got a car around Dakota Camper actually.
Camper hard into the barrels at the entrance of pit road. He's going to have to tow, as the caution does not come out for that.
Yeah, I saw him get sent to the inside there and go straight to the head first into the pit wall. It looks like he got turned sideways.
Tough break for the 3 machine.
Looks like he just lost that on his own as well. There was.
Go back and take a look. You see right here, he tries to come down in front of the 9 of Adcock. Yeah, you see the wheel turning right already. Like that little evasive movement he made upset the car. And, oh, tough break. That's really tough spot to get hung up. Sliding it off into the barrier there. We go back live. Jeff Mert is yet to pit. He is still your leader. But what's interesting right here, there you see Blake Giglio. And there's Justin Michael, who is on the lead lap. Giglio is one lap down. So he should be cycled out to the lead.
Yeah, Michael's sitting in a good spot because when these leaders come to pit road, he'll be right there. Looks like Giglio's going to get his lap back right here. Being on those fresher tires. Going back to that Dakota camper accident right there, if he wouldn't have brought that back to the right, he could just came down pit road and just woed it up and just drove straight through pit road, but unfortunately he tried to bring it back and smashed it to the whole side of it into the barriers there.
Yeah, that's one tough thing about these next gen cars is the way that they handle when you go to correct it in a slide. With the new independent rear suspension, it likes to get that hard left side bite when you try to correct it, and when it does, it just shoots it straight up to the track to the right. As we have Stringfellow and Prohl coming down pit road from the 4th and 5th spot. Looks like Giglio and Goodell have unlapped themselves. From the looks of it, though, here comes your leader, Jeff Mert, down pit road, and it looks like, oh, I wonder if he actually got that woed up in time. Looked like he was pretty fast. So the battle that we are really looking for here is going to be between Giglio, Goodell, and I believe Justin Michael. Now, Justin Michael will cycle around as your leader once everyone has come down pit road. But the question is, with Goodell and Giglio a couple seconds behind, or about 3 seconds roughly behind Justin Michael, are they going to be able to make that gap up and be able to get to the bumper of Justin Michael before the end of this race?
It's definitely a hard call. I guess we're going to have to kind of see how these lap times fall off as this tire wear comes into play. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a great question.
Because we are coming up on 10 laps to go here tonight. We see Isaac Singleton coming down pit road. I believe they're going to catch him. There's Justin Michael right there on your screen. And you see Goodell and Giglio not too far behind.
I'm actually wondering if Andrew Rattel's not going to try and stretch us for the whole duration here, though. But I think maybe if they get past that, they might come to pit road, but we'll see.
He does have a massive lead right now. Him and Kyle Adcock, they have a pretty good little lead going on. Oh, as Goodell and Giglio are able to get around Michael. They passed him like he was sitting still. Looks like having fresh tires pays off once you take a green flag stop here towards the end of this race, as we have 11 laps to go here tonight. Now the question is, like you said, is Andrew Rattel saving fuel? He last pitted on lap 81. Kyle Adcock last pitted on lap 80. And let's pull up. Yeah, go ahead.
He definitely is lifting going to the corner a little bit more too, so it does look like he's in somewhat of a fuel save mode. He's not clutching it, but he's definitely letting off.
Now, if we look at the pit stints here.
I lied, he did clutch it going to 3 and 4.
They have been running, looks like Jeff Merck ran almost 40 laps on a stint. But the average has been about 30 to 34, looks like. But we have not had this long of a green flag run either, as he's going to let Kyle Adcock go around. He could be trying to stretch it out.
I think he might be out of fuel, actually.
I think he is. Yeah, he's out of fuel.
He's in full clutch going down the back straightaway. The car's sputtering.
Oh, he's still going around. He is trying to stretch this thing all the way to the end, folks. That has cycled Kyle Adcock to the lead in that 9 machine, as he is now clutching it down the back straightaway. The 9 car coming to pit road now. He is sputtering. It sounds like he is out of fuel. That's going to put Andrew Rattel back up to the top spot. Giglio and Goodell only 7.5 seconds behind Rattel.
Terrell only has a 7-second lead here over Giglio, so I don't know if this is going to pay off for him doing this.
They still have 7 laps to go here. It sounds like that car's out of fuel. He's coming down pit road now. That's going to cycle Matt Goodell and Blake Giglio up here as they're battling for the win right now. Both these drivers need a win to maximize points for the day. This is for the last spot in the playoffs here. Let's pull up your points one more time here. You see down here, Blake Giglio in 12th, last spot. Drew Prohl in 13th was tied with him. Matt Goodell had 130 points. They're duking it out here. We don't know who's going to end up getting locked in after tonight in this last spot. I believe it would be Giglio due to the stage finish that he had. Oh, as Andrew Rattel's going to, the 38 of Goodell is going to use the 5 of Rattel as a pick.
That was a good move on his part. Kind of kept it pitched down a little bit, so Giglio had to let off and pull in behind him.
We have 4 laps to go here.
And they are surrounded by lap cars too.
I got to give it to Bill Stringfellow back there with no hood. He has got a fast car right now. As Giglio.
Lead.
Yeah, Giglio goes to the lead around Matt Goodell.
Oh, Goodell cannot get by that lap car there.
Goodell kind of fading back as they're coming to 2 laps to go. This time by 2 laps to go in the Southern Excitement Racing League regular season finale from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Jason Clark 319.
What an emotional roller coaster of a day for Giglio. He's had his highs and lows, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Major ups and downs. Giglio sees the white flag, has almost a 1-second lead over Matt Goodell. White flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. Giglio racing for the final spot here in the playoffs. Through turns 3 and 4, one final time here. Comes out of turn 4, sees the checkered flag flying. Giglio is your winner here tonight in the Jason Clark 319 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And if I'm correct with my math, Giglio has just clinched the final spot here in the playoffs.
And he needed a win for sure, and that's what he came out and did today. So definitely a great run by him.
Yeah, definitely. After getting caught up in a couple of bad incidents there, able to pull it off and come back with a fantastic race win there. Dakota Camper looks like he was showing his displeasure with the 16 right there. As you know, the incident involving the 3 and the 16, which ultimately resulted in the 3 being taken out of the race.
I think I want to go back and watch that. I don't necessarily know that was Giglio's fault on that one. I think that was a different car involved there. He's really burning it down there, isn't he? Giving the fans a good show for what they...
I believe you're right. Yeah, I don't think Giglio was the one that was involved with the 3. Let's pull up. Let's pull up your official finishing order here tonight in the Southern Excitement Racing League. The Jason Clark 319. Blake Giglio gonna pull off the win here in that 16 machine. Matt Goodell brings it home second. And third, Justin Michael. Fourth, Jeff Merck. And fifth, John McMillan Sr.
Coming in sixth tonight with the 83 car, Bill Stringfellow. Seventh and number 5 of Andrew Rattel. Number 8, or finishing 8th is Kyle Adcock in the 9 car. Your finishing 9th is Drew Prohl. He actually had a missed start at the beginning there, so good recovery for him. And your top 10 is Isaac Singleton.
In 11th, we have Dakota Camper after sliding it after getting some fresh tires into the pit wall there. In 12th, Matt Crockett. 13th, Dustin Matson. 14th, Christopher Howell. And rounding out the 15th spot, Josh Anderson.
Coming in 16th, you have Jamie Dunning. 17th is Eli Raposa. And then finishing out your top 18 of Chris Gones.
And that's your official finishing order here in the Southern Excitement Racing League, Jason Clark 319. Let's take a look and see if the points updated as they cross the line. It has not. But like we said, we believe Blake Giglio secured his final spot there in the playoffs by winning this race here tonight. Let's bring our people up here tonight for interviews. And third, we have Justin Michael. Hey there, Justin Michael. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Congrats on bringing it home third. It was definitely an emotional roller coaster out there tonight. Lots of ups and downs. Walk us through how that race went for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like these cars, the way they drive. This was basically Daytona again. So, sorry to the number 7 there, Josh. I got in him going into 1. But otherwise, we had an okay race. I tried pit strategy with no tires. That's why we fell back. So, I just wanted to play around just to see if I could figure something out to get off cycle with everybody and pull ahead. But it didn't work. So, we'll get them next time.
Yeah, as we were looking at the points before the race started, you were mathematically locked into the playoffs. How do you feel about starting off the playoffs next Sunday there at Bristol Motor Speedway?
That's a bad place to start it, but we'll see what happens. I'm okay at that track. I'm not really a short track guy, so it'll be interesting.
Well, I'm going to let Kevin ask you a couple questions.
Actually, Justin, yeah, that kind of leads me to my question here. Of I actually watched you last night in the trucks at Atlanta, and now here tonight running up front all night. Are mile and a half tracks more your style, or what's your favorite kind of track you like to run on?
Definitely, the mile and a halfs are definitely the bread and butter. We always run pretty good there. And, super speedways are really good to us too. Short tracks aren't, so not a big fan of them, except Richmond maybe.
Well, definitely, yeah. To be definitely a tough track at Richmond. So tonight, though, obviously fuel played a big factor into things. Tire played a factor, but really it seemed that when people used their quick repairs, at what point in the race did you end up having to use your quick repair?
Pretty late. I think it was the last yellow, something like that, where we wrecked on the backstretch. That's where we had to use it. Otherwise, we didn't have any damage, even though we did get into somebody. I was kind of surprised. No fender damage at all.
Well, looking forward to the playoffs, are there any races that you have circled on the calendar coming up between Bristol, Michigan, Talladega, Atlanta, and ending the season there at Homestead? Any of those you have circled on the calendar there for you?
I like Michigan a lot. We usually run good there, and Homestead we usually run good, so it's always good to run good at the last track.
All right. Well, you have any shout-outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there for the people watching tonight?
Yeah, just thanks Scott over there at Patent Paints for painting this car for me. It's always does a good job, and we appreciate him.
All right. Well, once again, man, congrats on the third place finish tonight, and we look forward to possibly getting to talk to you when we leave Bristol here in the playoffs.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too. And that was Justin Michael, your third place finisher here tonight in the Southern Excitement Racing League Jason Clark 319. Making it into the playoffs here. Now let's see if we can get our second place finisher in here. Matt Goodell. We'll have to see if he is in the Discord somewhere.
He is up in the top Discord. Let me see if I can drag him down. Give me 1 second here. See if I can get him.
Having a little bit of a difficulty getting our runner-up here for an interview. See if we can get him down here.
Fortunately, it does not look like I'm going to be able to get him over here.
See if we can. See if we can get him down here. Matthew Goodell had a good night tonight, bringing it home second. He is up there talking to the sanctioning body at the moment. We'll go ahead and move on to our race winner here, Mr. Blake Giglio. Get him in here. Hey there, Blake Giglio. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, it's going fantastic, man. From my calculations, congratulations on making it to the playoffs, taking that last spot in 12th. And the checkered flag also here tonight after an emotional roller coaster for you, especially after being involved in a couple of incidents, being able to get some repairs done, and ultimately getting back up there and taking the checkered flag home tonight. How'd that race go for you?
Yeah, man, that was kind of scary, not gonna lie. Didn't know at a certain point in the races if we were even gonna have a shot to make it. So I don't know how this car was fast enough to win, but luck kind of came our way and we were able to get it done.
Yeah, like I said, man, congrats on taking the last spot there. We watched all night the points implications between you and a couple other drivers there on the bubble, and just a fantastic job overcoming all that and able to bring it home in the first spot and taking home the checkered flag. I'm gonna let Kevin ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, Blake, looked like you got into obviously an early incident. When did you have to actually use your quick repair, and how did that affect the rest of the race for you?
Yeah, we had to use it there right off the bat, pretty much, and we got into there with Justin. But yeah, I mean, it made it so you had to be more careful. You know, you couldn't really make dumb moves, and I feel like we did a good job of that. We just wrong place a couple times, but luckily we were able to get lucky with the repairs, and we were able to compete there and stay with Dakota at the draft to be able to have a shot at this. And shout out to Bill, you know, he helped me out there at the end quite a bit too.
Yeah, definitely. That ending too, it looked like Matthew Goodell was actually right on your bumper there, and you were able to pull away from him. Was there anything that happened there that might have? Because I saw you use the lap traffic as like a pick, things like that. So take us through that last lap.
Yeah, I was trying to use I think it was a 9 as a pick, but he got out in front of me. But I knew if I could hook the apron in 3 and 4, it'd help my car rotate more than him. And then Bill came along and pushed us out front, and I think we were able to hold on there, especially with Bill in between us both.
Yeah, and looking forward to the playoffs here. We're going next week to start the playoffs at Bristol Motor Speedway. How do you feel about going out there?
Bristol's another one of them tracks. You just don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to try to start it off with a good note, and I feel like we're kind of an underdog going in. Didn't really have that great of a normal season. Been caught up in a few wrecks and missed a few races, but I think that we'll have a good shot there at getting the championship, and I hope that we can get it done.
And looking further into the playoffs, are there any tracks that we're going to in the playoffs that you have circled on the calendar?
I really haven't looked at the schedule, so I don't know what some of the upcoming ones are. But any mile and a half, like, we're pretty good, and we're pretty good at short tracks too. So I feel like we'll have a good shot at it. I don't know if there's any road courses, but that's gonna be a tough one if there's any road courses on there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any road courses. Looks like we're going to Bristol, Michigan, Talladega, Atlanta, and ending the season at Homestead. So lots of mile and a halves in there, a couple of big tracks and a short track. So I think you're pretty well suited for it, and we'll definitely find out. So you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there tonight?
Yeah, Premier Racing Setups. They do all my setups for open races, and they do a really great job with that, so go check them out. Justin for making, this paint. It started off as kind of a meme paint, I guess you could say, and it's pretty nice. I like it, so we're definitely going to keep going with this, and I think it's going to be our playoff car.
All right. Well, we appreciate you stopping by here, and once again, congrats on the race win and making it to the playoffs, and maybe we'll get to talk to you when we leave Bristol.
Yeah, hope so, man.
Have a good night.
You too.
And that was Blake Giglio, your race winner here tonight, and we have managed to get Matthew Goodell in here. Let's get him up here and talk to him for a moment and see how his race went for him. Hey there, Matt Goodell, you got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, man, congrats on bringing it home in the runner-up spot. Not quite enough, I think, to make it into the playoffs there in the top 12. But overall, though, a great night for you, involved in a couple of incidents, but still able to pull off that second-place finish. How'd that race go for you?
Yeah, bittersweet night. The beginning was kind of crazy. Got involved in some stuff I couldn't avoid, and thought I could just get away with repairing a car and going that route, saving the fast repair, and that did not work out at all. So thank goodness I got a caution there in the middle, got the fast repair. I had a really fast Ford Mustang tonight, and once I got it fixed up, I pretty much ran to the front. Unfortunately, there at the end on that last pit stop, Dakota, he didn't take any tires. I think Blake took 4, I took 4, and I just pushed too hard trying to get up there. Dakota had a problem, and when I caught Blake, I'm kind of kicking myself now. I should have just kind of rode behind him for a while, but I ran so hard I just kind of burned up my right front, and he had some help from a teammate, so that didn't help me any either.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna turn it over to Kevin for a couple of questions.
Yeah, definitely towards the end there looked like that lap traffic. You kind of used a couple of those lap cars as picks for you to kind of get that position. But is there anything, like, looking back, like what you say, you kind of kick yourself, looking back, what could you have done a little differently to get that win tonight?
I felt like I was one of the faster cars out there. The car was in one piece. If I had it to do over again, like I said, once I had caught Blake, because I ran pretty hard to catch him. Once I caught him, if I had just kind of hung out behind him, saved my tires, I think I would have had a much better shot there at the end. Wouldn't have burned up the right front so bad. He had a teammate, like I said, that was helping him, so I was just pushing too hard, and I should have just kind of rode for a while. But I'll take a second. It's kind of been a testing season in this next gen series, just getting ready for the second season, and I feel pretty good going into the second season. I know there's going to be a lot of changes to these cars, but I feel pretty good going into the next season.
Well, looking forward to next week there. We're going to Bristol Motor Speedway to start the playoffs. Unfortunately, you're not going to be involved in them, but how do you feel about going to that last great Coliseum and feel about your chances maybe coming out of there with a top 3 or possibly bringing home the checkered flag?
Yeah, Bristol's a good track. I enjoy Bristol. I don't know if I've run in these cars at Bristol quite yet, so it'll be interesting to see how fast these things go around that track. Yeah, we're going to run hard and see what we can do for a finish. And like I said, my goal in this mini season was really just to get comfortable with these cars, and you know, a win is nice and the playoff thing is nice, but for me, I'm solely focused on getting these cars ready for the second season. That's where I'm putting all my focus.
Absolutely. And do you have any shout outs or sponsor plugs you want to get out there tonight?
No, I just want to thank Dakota for great league that he's running. I want to thank you guys for podcasting the race. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to talk to you guys, which is kind of a bummer. But I love listening to the races you guys do, and looking forward to listening to a bunch more from you guys. So,
well, much appreciated, Matt. And once again, congrats on the runner-up spot there tonight. And maybe we'll get to talk to you again when we leave Bristol.
let's hope so. Let's do it.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
And that's Matt Goodell, your runner-up finisher there tonight in the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. Jason Clark 319 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next weekend, we'll be going to Bristol to start the playoffs here in the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. Let's take you through the official finishing order one more time before we sign off here. Your race winner, Blake Giglio, in that 16 machine. In second, you had Matt Goodell in the 38. In third, Justin Michael. In fourth, Jeff Merck. And rounding out your top 5 was John McMillan Sr.
Coming home tonight, one lap down in 6th is the 83 car of Bill Stringfellow. Finishing in 7th is Andrew Rattle. Coming home 8th is Kyle Adcock. 9th was Drew Prohl. 10th, Isaac Singleton.
And 11th, the 3 machine of Dakota Camper. Matt Crockett brings it in 12th. 13th, Dustin Matson. 14th, Christopher Howell. And 15th, Josh Anderson.
16th is going to be Jamie Dunning. 17th, Eli Raposa. And running out your field is Chris Gones.
And that's your official finishing order here tonight in the Southern Excitement Racing League Next Gen Series. Jason Clark 319 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tuesday night, we'll be back live again here on the Full Send Broadcast Network with the Finish Line Racing League. And then we'll be back here again on Saturday night for the Southern Excitement Racing League Truck Series regular season finale. I believe it's from Homestead. For Full Send Broadcast Network and Kevin, I'm Jacob, signing off here. We'll see you soon. And we cannot wait to see you go full send. Have a good night and a good rest of the week.